Hello, hello. My name is Kim Addis. I am the president and founder of Frame of Mind Coaching and the co-founder of the Journal That Talks Back. You have just joined the Frame of Mind Coaching podcast, where we invite leaders from all over the world to come onto the podcast and get coached live and in person. Today, my guest is Nausheen Osman, and she is part of the HR team at a company called Planet of IT, but she also is responsible for recruiting the technical team. Nausheen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what is Planet IT? What do you do? Exactly explain to me what this company does.
So Planet of IT is a company which provides services to IT to the clients as IT services, I would say. Not only that, they are helpful in a way that when they provide IT resources or services, they make sure that their client is also educated for future needs. So if they need to work on their own, they can do it as they're on their own. So we are strongly backing up whoever we provide services to.
Okay. And what kind of services are you providing? Give me an example of the kind of IT services that you,
So what we provide is like there, as you know, after pandemic, a lot of companies realized they had to go from home, and that's how when they really required IT services. So now that we do provide DevOps engineers, architects, we do provide Microsoft 365 migration, Intunes. We do provide. Uh, Anything related to IT where the companies can bring their platform back on IT more remote, more capable of working uh, on more on laptops or computers, and their people can work back from home as well. So
got
that
it.
was a big requirement, and we
Yeah.
were lost when pandemic happened. So this is why these companies came in and started helping out. Not a lot of companies had help, so
Yeah.
that's why we are providing these services.
Okay. I understand. And how large is Planet of IT?
So we have 40 to 50 people working with us for now. We
Okay.
are a small company, but we are very like a family oriented company. So we try to make sure whichever project we take, we make it a point that it's done till the end, and not we don't stop there. We also keep on kind of backing them up in future as well.
Got it. Okay. So maintenance, that type of thing.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
And you are responsible for HR and recruiting.
yes.
Tell me a little bit about you. How long have you been with the company? And tell me about you personally.
So I've been with the company since September 2021. I would say this is 22. And I am a single mom with three kids. And my challenge with dealing with house and work is a bit of a challenge for me because
Okay.
I'm working from home. So,
Okay.
when you work from home, it's more of a challenge in a way you need a life balance, work-life balance, which I'm not able to do.
So let's talk about that. You said you have three kids. How old are your kids?
So my older one is 16.
Uh-huh.
It's a boy. He's in high school. Then I have a girl who is 14. And then I have a 5-year-old in kindergarten.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I have from a teenager to a toddler, and that's a bit of a challenge.
And how long have I'm asking you personal questions. How long have you been single for?
It's been 3 years now.
3 years. Okay. And are you having fun at all?
Fun. In taking care of everything, you mean?
As a single person?
I No, I don't. I would say I'm always occupied in work or house or work with kids. So I don't have time for myself. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. So usually at this point, I say, what is your greatest challenge? But you've already shared that. Your
Yeah.
greatest challenge is the fact that you are a single mom, you have to work, you have three kids, and you're not having any fun.
Not at all.
But
No
you're
time for me.
smiling. You're smiling.
I'm almost, I would like to keep myself happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, it's a challenge.
let me ask you a question. Like, if you look at the challenge, is it that you have no time, or is it that you don't have a like a circle of people to support you?
I have circle, but I don't have time to approach those people. So even I have good friends, I wouldn't complain about that, but I don't have time to reach them.
Okay. So let's kind of go back. Okay. So what you started off by saying, I don't have work-life balance,
Yeah.
but you're a pretty cheerful person. It's very evident, right? You're smiling. There's something about you that's very full of life.
Yeah.
But it seems like you've put yourself in a life where you're not allowed to live.
You think so?
I do think so. And when
Okay.
I say, what's the real problem? And you say, well, I have a time shortage.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody has the same number of hours in the day. And sure, your circumstances may be a little bit different than the average person. I understand that. But I never think that anybody really has a time problem. People, what they have is a thinking problem. And it's the way they think about the time they have. It's the way they think about their priorities. It's the way they think about making time to access the resources available to them. It's the way they think about their responsibilities. It's the way they think about how they organize things, right? So I never think of a time problem as I have no time. I always think about the time problem as a thinking problem, a resource problem.
Okay.
Okay.
And how do I deal with that?
Well, here's a question. So you have two kids, 16 and 15, and you have a third kid that's much younger, that
Yeah.
is 5 years old. So
Yeah.
that child, the 5 years old child, is not really self-sufficient, right? They're not
Yes.
independent. They can't make themselves lunch and dinner and everything
Yes.
else. Right.
Yeah.
So it's hands on deck. But the question is there any help around?
No, I wouldn't say that. So I look after everything.
And so when anybody looks after everything, there's a reason for that. They have a set of beliefs that come with it. And those beliefs might sound like, well, nobody else can do it like me.
Yeah, that's
I
enough.
can't ask my other children. They have responsibilities, they have homework and things they need to take care of. So I
Yeah.
can't ask them to help me.
Yeah.
Yes, am I
Yes.
sounding
Yes.
correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. It might sound like if I ask for help or I can't afford it, it's something I have to pay for.
Yeah, I would think that as well. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
all these things are reasons that you are stopping yourself from looking for help.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
so, right. So a person stays in their situation because they believe, and the word believe is very important, they have no other options.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Right. And
Yeah.
so what happens is they stay stuck in that position. They say, I have no choice.
Yeah.
It's the hand that God gave me.
Yeah.
Right? Is that something that you think?
Yes. Yes.
Exactly that.
Exactly that.
Exactly that. And the truth is that God gave you two hands,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
so the question is, what are we doing with these two hands? And so I encourage you to ask yourself, what do I believe to be true? Is it true that my kids, the older ones, can't carve out 10, 15 minutes, a half an hour every day to help me with my younger child? Is it true?
Yeah.
I would say
I don't.
you don't know. You've never asked them.
Yes.
Is it true that maybe there's an opportunity for you to do a little swapping? So if you have friends who also have kids, maybe you can take them one night and they can take yours one night, right? So a little
Yeah.
swapping.
Yeah, that I never thought of. Yeah.
Your 16-year-old is old enough to babysit.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you
Yes.
ever asked him to babysit?
No, never.
Right. And so what would it be like if he could babysit for one night and you could go out and spend a little bit of time with some friends, having a bit of coffee,
Yeah, that's a good.
chatting, going to a movie, going out for dinner,
Yeah, didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right.
right? And if you're not comfortable leaving everybody with your son, which I'm sure he's
Yeah, he is.
very
Yeah.
trustworthy and a good
Yes, he
guy,
is. Yeah,
right?
he
You're
is.
not asking the people who love you most for help. And so what I find is that when people struggle with time, there's no real shortage of time. That's not really the issue. The issue is that usually people aren't accessing the resources that are often right at their disposal.
Oh, you're right. I never thought that way.
So you have kids who could help. You have friends and family members who could probably help, but you're not asking.
Yes.
And the reason you're not asking is because you don't believe it's the right thing to do, or you don't
Yes.
believe you can.
No, I totally don't believe it's the right thing to do.
And because
Because I find it's asking someone for a favor, it's not a good idea. Maybe that's
because
because you're putting pressure on the other person. And I don't want to be the person who puts pressure.
you know, I'm gonna tell you something. You can ask someone and they are allowed to say no.
Yeah, you're right.
When you think that you're putting pressure, you're also saying they don't have the ability to take care of themselves. They don't have the ability to choose. And that's not true,
You're right. I didn't think this way.
right? But
Yeah.
also, your kid, you're a family with your kids. And one of the lessons you want to be teaching your kids is to help each other out, to be
Yeah.
there for each other. And if you're not asking your kids for help, they're not going to know to ask for help when they need it. And they're not going to know to help each other,
Oh yeah, I never realized that. You're
right?
right. Yeah.
So it sounds like there's an opportunity for you to sit down with your two older kids and say, hey, do you think it would be okay if one night a week you guys babysat?
Yeah, I can ask that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And would it be okay if every day, your daughter, maybe you can read with our 5-year-old, right? Maybe you
Yeah.
can spend a half an hour reading with, is your 5-year-old a girl or a boy?
It's a girl. Yeah.
It's a girl. Can you spend a half an hour reading with your sister? That half an hour gives you time for other things.
You're right. Oh, thank you for arranging that for me because I can talk like that. I actually can.
Right. But I'm not arranging it for you.
No,
All I'm
you're
doing,
training me to do so.
all I'm doing is saying to you that the way you're thinking about things is causing you to have pressure and causing you to have stress. And it doesn't have to be that way.
You're right. I never thought that way.
Right? Now, these are some simple answers and solutions. There are hundreds around you that could ease your life and give you more time. Anytime you feel, and I'm talking not only to you, but I'm talking to our listeners, anytime you feel trapped,
Yeah.
anytime you feel stuck, ask yourselves, what do I believe to be true that's causing me to stay stuck? What you believe to be true is that asking for help is a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
No one lives a full life by themselves.
You're right.
The other thing is, and I'm going to sort of flip the switch. Have you ever been asked for help? Has anyone ever asked you for help?
Yes.
Do you say yes?
Yes.
And when someone says, thank you so much, how does it make you feel?
Really happy. Relax. I would say, oh, I did something good.
Yeah. You're not even giving your children an opportunity to feel good,
Oh, yeah.
to contribute.
Yes. I didn't realize that. Never thought this way, I would say.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah. It's simple, but I never realized, or I would say, think this way.
Sometimes the best way of really building relationships with other people is asking for help. And it's most often the last thing we do
Yes.
because we feel like we're imposing.
Yeah, true. That's
They're
what
your
I.
children. They're your children. You're allowed to impose a little.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
What do you think about this ideology, this whole way of thinking?
I really like it because no one talked like this with me before. So it's something you made it simple, very simple for me to ask. Because I always thought everything has to be, I have to do. I'm responsible for everything.
Let me tell you this. The people that are most successful in the world are people who look around and say, what resources are available to me? Who can I ask for help? because the most successful leaders, the most successful people in the world know that there's no possible way that they can do everything by themselves.
Yes. I try, and that's how I'm feeling. I'm neglecting myself, I would say.
Yes. And in order for you to be a good mother, in order for you to contribute the most to your organization, you need to take care of yourself first.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
so nice. You made it so clear and easy for me to go on with that.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to hear from you again. And I want to hear if you had a conversation with your kids or your friends to see if
Yes.
you've managed to say, hey, I could use a little help.
I'll start with my kids first because that is something I have in the house. That's part of that's a resource I would say I have.
And they might have an idea of how you could be helped, how they would like to help you. That would
Yeah.
make your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I can sit and talk tonight for sure.
Amazing. So please send me an email and let me know how that
Yes,
goes.
I will definitely. Thank you.
For those of you who are listening, think about the resources that are at your disposal that you're not tapping into. Think about the opportunities to connect with others when you ask for help. Think about how much more you could do, how much more time you would have on your hands, how much you could take care of yourself if you just asked for a little bit of help. Nausheen, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Again, for those of you who are tuning in, if there is a challenge that you want to share with me on the podcast, please reach out to me. It's kim@frameofmindcoaching.com. In the meantime, like, share, send me an email. Let me know what you think. I always want to hear from you. And until we meet again next week, have a great week, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much.